Dynamic analysis in finite element analysis. The main objective of dynamic analysis to determine the solution of equation of motion for quantity such as displacement, velocity, acceleration and or stresses with function of time or frequency. So let's discuss some basic features of dynamic analysis. I am Professor Rakhde RD from KK Wagh Engineering College. So in this video, we'll see a general dynamic equation for free and force vibration. Then formulation of undamped free vibration by eigenvalue method. And next, to determine natural frequency by element by eigenvalue by taking some numerical. So we know that general dynamic equation for undamped free vibration we can represent by mx double dot, that is double derivative, plus kx equal to 0. So m represent mass of body, x variable, maybe displacement, velocity, acceleration, or maybe stresses, k stiffness of body. Then x double dot is nothing but double derivative of variable with respect to time or frequency. So equal to 0 means this is undamped system, and if there is a application of an external force, so you present Ft, that is load or harmonic force. So second, general dynamic equation for force vibration. So generalized equation, that is mx plus cx dot plus kx, x double dot, that is double derivative of x or variable with respect to time, c represent damping coefficient, x dot means single derivative of x with respect to time, and f, that is harmonic force. So basic difference in undamped and damped. So in undamped there is no any external force application on system, and in force vibration there is a application of external force on system. Next one, that is a formulation of undamped free vibration by Eigen method. So we already know the basic or governing equation for undamped free vibration of element, that is mu double dot, that is u represent displacement vector plus ku is equal to 0. So we can represent u n, that is nodal displacement vector. So we can write so this is for individual element, and if you consider global means summation of all basic elements, so governing equation for undamped free vibration of assembly is after summation of all individual elements. So therefore we can represent capital N M for assembly, then UN, capital UN plus capital K and capital UN is equal to 0. So this is for individual element and this is for means after assembly or global elements. For simple harmonic, we know that acceleration is equal to minus omega square x, that is a double derivative of x or variable with respect to time. So this equation can be write in the form of omega x. So we can write minus omega square mn plus k and un is equal to 0. Then after simplifying we'll get k minus lambda m un equal to 0. So this is our last equation, that is k minus lambda m un is equal to 0. So here lambda or omega square is nothing but eigenvalue, capital K global stiffness matrix, capital M global matrix of mass, and un global nodal displacement vector. So the significance of lambda or omega square eigenvalue is to measure a natural frequency of system, and eigenvector un, that is global displacement vector, to determine displacement at node. So by using this eigenvector form governing equation, we can solve a one step up bar problem to determine the natural frequency of that bar. So this question asked in December 2016, May 17, December 17 for 10 marks. Find the natural frequency of longitudinal vibration of the unconstrained step bar of cross section area A and twice A. Suppose we consider this is A and this is twice A, having equal step length as shown in figure. So two-step bar problem. So how to solve this problem? By using eigen method. So in finite element method, we already solved such type of problems. So steps near about same for all problems, and a basic difference means we already solved 1D problem for structure, 1D problem for thermal. In that case, for structure, we determine displacement. In thermal, we determine temperature variation at node. And in this problem, our main objective to determine natural frequency of given bar. So we know how to calculate global stiffness matrix for bar, then displacement. So additional term is, that is lambda, and mass means global mass matrix. So we will solve this problem step by step. So first step, that is discretization of step bar. So this total bar divided into two elements. So element 1, element 2. Then element 1 having node 1, 2, element 2 having node 2, 3. The connectivity of element, that is 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. So this is our first step. In second step, we find out element stiffness matrix. So we have two elements, and then we can determine two element stiffness matrix. So for bar, element stiffness matrix is A1 E1 upon L1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. This is standard element stiffness matrix for bar. So A is nothing but area, E Young's modulus of elasticity, and L is nothing but length. So we don't have a numerical value of E and L, so we can write in the form of E and L. We know only the area of cross section A1 and A2. So value of A1 is twice A and value of A2 is A. So you can write as it is, A1 twice A EL 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 as it is. Then we can multiply this to all elements. So this is the position of or size of matrix is 2 by 2 because it having two nodes. So this position value of this position of 2 is 1 1 minus 2 2 1, likewise 1 2 4 2 2 2. We can determine element stiffness matrix for element 2 also. So just put value of A2 is equal to A, remaining terms as it is. So This is node 2 3, node 2 3. After that, step 3, that is assemble global stiffness matrix, that is summation of all individual stiffness matrix, that is K1 and K2. So the size of global stiffness matrix depend upon number of nodes or number of degree of freedoms available in system. So there are 3 nodes. So the size of global stiffness matrix also 3 by 3. Then the common factor AE upon L in both the stiffness matrix, this common factor should be same, because for addition we required this factor should be same, and matrix size also should be same. So AEL, this is common for both the matrix, so we can write AE upon L. Then at position 1 1, so just take this value from position 1 1 and put in global stiffness matrix. Likewise 2 1, just check 2 1 value from element 1 as well as element 2. There is no 2 1 value. Then 3 1, no from element 1. Where is 3 1? There is no 3 1. Similarly, put all values from element matrix 1 and element matrix 2 in global stiffness matrix. So there are two positions from element 1 to 2, that is 2. Element 2 from 2 to, that is 1. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So this is our global stiffness matrix of size 3 by 3. Then next, to determine consistent element matrix, element mass matrix. So obviously we have two elements, so we will generate two mass matrix like as stiffness matrix. So standard formula. Again there are question because there are two type of mass matrix. First one is lump and second one is consistent. So whichever is best. So this is lump. Lump is nothing but entire mass of bar is concentrated at node, and in consistent mass, so entire mass of bar uniformly distributed throughout the length of bar. So comparatively, the consistent mass matrix is approach is more accurate as compared to lump mass matrix approach. So consistent mass M is used. So we can use this formula, that is rho AL upon 6 2 1 2 1 2. So rho is nothing but density, A area, L length, and 6 2 1 1 2, these are the constants. So just putting A1 is equal to twice A, and for element 2 A2 is equal to simply A. So after simplifying, we'll get this matrix. So we take common A upon L, that depend upon, means which term should be common or take out from matrix, that depend upon this stiffness matrix, because in last we want to add K and M. So common factor should be same for K as well as M. So for K we take common AE upon L. So from M matrix also we need common AE and L. So there is no E value for in matrix mass matrix. So we just take common A, L, and rest of terms as it is in matrix element 1 and element 2. So this is node 1 2 1 2 for element 2, node 2 3 2 3. Similarly, stiffness matrix, Again we generate global consistent mass matrix. So summation of matrix 1 and matrix 2 of mass. So common, that is A upon L, and we generate this global stiffness matrix as like global stiffness matrix. Then so by mistake this is not K, this is capital M. Next up, global nodal displacement vector, that is eigenvector, or we can say a displacement vector. So there are three nodes. So there are three displacement variable. So represented by u1, u2, and u3 at node 1, 2, 3 respectively. So size of matrix is equal to 3 by 1. Then equation of eigenvalue and given vector. So this is nothing but governing equation to determine natural frequency of R. So k minus lambda m u n is equal to 0. So we have all values k, m, and u. So ultimate goal from this equation to determine lambda, that is eigenvalue. So this is nothing but global stiffness matrix, then lambda as it is A upon L, and this is mass matrix, global mass matrix, and global displacement vector. So k size of k matrix and capital M matrix should be same for addition or maybe subtraction. So we need a common factor AE upon L. Here also we required AE upon L. Just put this lambda inside the matrix and take common capital E from inside the matrix. So this common factor should be same for both the matrix. So by taking common, so we'll get this type of value. Then for simplicity, we'll take, or we consider alpha is equal to lambda rho L square 6e. So in each term there were lambda rho L e. We consider this whole term as a alpha. So after simplifying, we can write here 4 alpha, 2 alpha, 2 alpha, 6 alpha, alpha, 2 alpha, and remaining terms as it is. Then after summation means we can take common AE upon L, AE upon L. So 2 minus 4 alpha minus 2 minus 2 alpha. So we can get difference of two matrix and form this common matrix. Okay, then displacement vector as it is. Step number 8, application of boundary condition. So it is an unconstrained bar, hence there is a no specific boundary condition. So whole equation we can write as it is, just we can shift E upon L towards right side to get to determine value of alpha. Okay, then 9 step, determination of eigenvalue means to find out determination. So I will not explain how to determine uh, determination, you know very well that. So first term multiplication, difference between first product and second product, same this value multiplied by product of these two term minus these two, and last third product of, oh sorry, 0 into product of these two term minus product of these two term. So in this way we can create equation for determination of eigenvalue. After simplifying these all equations and converted into maybe in quadratic form, and by using factorization method or formula method we can find out root or value of alpha. So this is the first value, alpha is equal to 0, and by using quadratic equation after solving we'll get alpha is equal to 0.5 and alpha is equal to 2. So there are three values, alpha is equal to 0, then 0.5 and 2. So we know that alpha is equal to lambda rho L square 6e. So from this equation we can determine lambda by putting value of alpha 0, 0.5 and 2. So alpha is equal to 0, then in terms of e rho L square, so 3e rho L square, then lambda is equal to 12e rho L square. Then last step, that is determination of natural frequency. So we know that the value of, we have lambda value, so we can easily calculate value of omega. So omega square is equal to lambda, just taking under root of all values, that is 0, 1.73 upon L under root E upon rho. For third, 3.46 upon L rho E upon rho. Then a relation between angular velocity and frequency, that is F is equal to omega 2 upon, sorry, F is equal to omega upon 2 pi. So in this basic equation we just put value of omega 1 as a 0, omega 2 that is 1.73 under root E rho, and third omega 3 3.46 under root E rho. So lastly we will get natural frequency of step bar, first value that is 0, second F2 and third F3. So in this way we can calculate or determine natural frequency of step bar. So quickly we will revise various steps involved for solving this problem. Discretization of bar, then element stiffness matrix, global stiffness matrix, consistent element matrix, then global consistent matrix, nodal displacement vector, that is eigenvector, equation of eigenvalue eigenvector, then specify boundary condition, determination of eigenvalue, and last, that is determination of natural frequency. So in this way, what we have learned from this session, we learn governing equation of free and forced vibration, formulation of undamped free vibration by eigenvalue method, and how to determine natural frequency of bar element by eigenvalue method. Thank you.